So as you go along, you must make an effort to move from just demanding emotions from people to understanding and accepting people for what they are and loving them in spite of their negativities. Because you say, I don't know what you've gone through. I don't know what is disturbing you. I don't know what is traumatizing you. But whatever it is, I accept you for what you are. What power you get over that person. Instead of saying, you are like this, you are like that, it's so easy to point faults. It needs an act of courage to withhold that and accept people for what they are. Then comes intellect. Our intellect is distorted because of too many desires in the mind. There's no clarity. It's complete confusion. Fog index in the mind is very high. You know, when there's fog in Delhi in winter, planes can't take off, trains can't move, even cars have accidents. What do you think happens to you when your fog index is high in the mind? You don't know which way you're going, you don't know what is right, what is wrong, so on and so forth. More importantly, when you have a desire for a particular thing, it distorts the thinking of the intellect. There's a beautiful poem called The Pond, which is taught to school children. It speaks of a little chicken who goes along a pond and sees the duck swimming in the pond and is attracted to it. So the chicken says, I'm really remarkably fond of the water. That's it. She remembers her mother telling her, whatever you do, dear, don't enter the water because it's dangerous, you'll drown. But now because the chicken wants to go into the water, it reasons, but it reasons wrongly. The intellect thinks, but the thinking of the intellect is limited by what the mind wants. So the intellect cannot think beyond the parameters of, I'm remarkably fond of the water. So what does the chicken conclude? The chicken says, just because my beak is pointed and their beaks are round, is that any reason that I should be drowned? What is the answer to that? No. So in the chicken goes. Where has the chicken made a mistake? The reason why the duck can swim and the chicken can't is webbed feet of the duck. The chicken can't see it. And it makes a fatal mistake. It enters the water and drowns. Before long, it's floating dead on its back. From this simple poem, you and I learn a profound philosophy, which is, whenever the mind has a particular desire and you say, I like it, I'm fond of it, I want it, I love it, right there, you should see that red signal. The red signal is, watch out, because your intellect is being held hostage. The reasoning of the intellect will be faulty. So wherever you have a desire, you reason, but you reason for all the wrong reasons. And you enter the water, and before long, you drown. It's too late to extricate yourself. Therefore, you need a powerful intellect. This intellect of yours needs to be developed, nurtured, nourished, strengthened, so that it gets this clarity. Now the next step is, you might get clarity in one or two fields. Like a doctor has absolute clarity in his field. A lawyer has clarity in his field, so on and so forth. But general clarity we don't have because we have a very myopic view of things. And that myopic view of things is just me, my interests in life. As they say in corporate circles, you're as good as your last quarter. That's it. It doesn't matter what else is happening. And that's a very short-sighted policy to have. The next, the real successful person, what they call as Duradarshi, visionary, is one who has absolute clarity of thinking, because he has worked out the consequences of his actions, his attitudes, his thoughts, his emotions. He has a clear goal set before himself, and that's how things work out for him. So you need to develop your intellect from this distorted vision of life through a myopic, short-sighted view to absolute clarity. And this absolute clarity leads you to understanding the distinction between that which is permanent and that which is impermanent in life. The world and all that the world has to offer to you is fleeting, passing, temporary.